It was a dark and stormy night as a group of adventurous friends, Alex, Sarah, Mark, and Emily, found themselves standing before an eerie and dilapidated old house. Known as Hollowbrook House, it had long been rumored to be haunted by the spirits of its former occupants. Tales of ghostly apparitions, mysterious whispers, and unexplained phenomena had intrigued the townsfolk for decades. Unable to resist the allure of the forbidden, the group had gathered to explore the house and uncover the truth behind the legends. With trembling hands, Alex pushed open the creaking front door, revealing a vast entry hall shrouded in darkness. The air inside was heavy, filled with a sense of foreboding. They cautiously stepped forward, their footsteps echoing through the empty corridors. A flickering candle on a nearby table cast eerie shadows on the faded wallpaper, creating an otherworldly atmosphere. As they ventured further into the house, each room they encountered seemed frozen in time. Dust-covered furniture stood like forgotten sentinels, while cobwebs adorned every corner. The walls whispered secrets, and the floorboards groaned underfoot, creating a symphony of haunted echoes. It was as if the house itself was alive, longing to share its tragic past. In one room, a faint cry caught their attention. They followed the sound to a locked door at the end of a dimly lit hallway. With trepidation, Mark produced a set of old keys he had discovered in the entry hall and tried each one until the door finally yielded. Inside, they discovered a bedroom frozen in time. The bed, draped in moth-eaten curtains, lay untouched for years. A faded photograph on the dresser caught their eye. It depicted a young woman, her sorrowful eyes hauntingly beautiful. Emily reached out to touch the photograph, and as her fingers brushed the glass, a chilling breeze swept through the room. Suddenly, the air grew thick with an ethereal presence. The room seemed to come alive with whispers, and the group's heartbeats quickened. A translucent figure materialized before them, the very image of the woman in the photograph. Her voice, trembling with sadness, filled the room. "I am Isabella Hollowbrook," she whispered, her voice echoing through the chamber. "Trapped in this house for eternity, doomed to relive the pain of my past. Please set me free. Set." The friends exchanged fearful glances, their minds consumed by both curiosity and terror. Determined to help the spirit find peace, they bravely agreed to uncover the truth behind Isabella's tragic fate. Driven by their newfound purpose, the group delved deeper into the house, searching for clues that would unlock the mystery of Isabella's torment. They discovered a hidden attic, a forgotten place where secrets were stored. The air was heavy with the weight of forgotten memories as they sifted through old journals and letters. Piecing together the fragments of Isabella's life, they learned that she had been a young artist in love with a man her family forbade her to marry. Desperate to be together, they had planned to elope. But their plans were tragically interrupted by a terrible accident, which claimed the life of Isabella's beloved. Overwhelmed with grief and consumed by guilt, Isabella locked herself away in Hollowbrook House, unable to move on from her heartache. The house, absorbing her sorrow, became a prison for her soul. Armed with this newfound knowledge, the group concocted a plan to free Isabella from her eternal anguish. They returned to the bedroom where Isabella's spirit had appeared, carrying a small wooden box they had discovered in the attic. Inside, they found a locket that once belonged to Isabella's lost love. With trembling hands, Emily carefully placed the locket on the dresser next to the photograph. The room grew still as the locket glimmered with a soft light. Suddenly, a gust of wind rushed through the room, extinguishing the candle and plunging them into darkness. Whispers filled the air once more, but this time they were filled with gratitude and relief. Isabella's translucent figure appeared once more, her face illuminated by a gentle glow. "Thank you," she whispered, tears of joy streaming down her ethereal cheeks. "You have given me peace." As Isabella's spirit faded away, the oppressive atmosphere lifted, replaced by a newfound sense of serenity. The friends felt a deep satisfaction, knowing they had helped a lost soul find solace. As they made their way out of Hollowbrook House, the storm outside had subsided, and a faint glimmer of dawn peeked through the clouds. The group stood together, gazing back at the house that had held such sorrow and darkness. But now, it seemed as if a glimmer of hope had been restored. In the days that followed, the town buzzed with news of the group's brave encounter with the ghost of Hollowbrook House. Many came forward with their own stories of strange occurrences and unexplained happenings within the old house. Inspired by the friends' bravery, a group of historians and paranormal investigators decided to investigate further, hoping to uncover more about the house's haunted past. Years later, Hollowbrook House stood as a symbol of triumph over tragedy. Transformed into a museum dedicated to preserving its history, it attracted visitors from far and wide who were fascinated by its haunted tales. The spirits that once dwelled within its walls had found their peace, and Hollowbrook House became a testament to the power of compassion and understanding. And as for Alex, Sarah, Mark, and Emily, their bond grew even stronger through the shared experience of overcoming fear and helping a tormented soul find redemption. They carried the memory of Hollowbrook House with them, forever changed by their encounter with the supernatural and the enduring power of friendship. And so, the tale of the haunting of Hollowbrook House became a legend that would be passed down through generations, a reminder that sometimes the most frightening places hold the greatest mysteries and the potential for healing and closure. Years passed, and the legend of Hollowbrook House continued to captivate the minds of those who heard it. The museum dedicated to the house thrived, attracting visitors seeking a glimpse into the supernatural and the history it held. But even as the town embraced the restored house, a lingering presence remained. Whispers still echoed through the corridors on moonlit nights, and some claimed to have seen faint apparitions moving through the rooms. The spirits of Hollowbrook House, though at peace, had left an imprint on the place that could not be erased. Alex, Sarah, Mark, and Emily had moved on with their lives, each carrying the memories of their encounter deep within their hearts. But their bond remained unbreakable, and they would often reunite to reminisce about their fearless exploration of the haunted house. One evening, as they sat around a crackling bonfire, the topic of Hollowbrook House resurfaced. Curiosity sparked within them once again, and they wondered if the house still held secrets left untold. Driven by a shared longing for closure, the friends made a pact to return to Hollowbrook House one final time. Their lives had changed since their first visit. Careers, families, and responsibilities had taken center stage, but the pull of the house remained too strong to resist. As they stood once more before the old, weathered door, a mixture of trepidation and anticipation filled their hearts. The years had not been kind to the house, and it now stood in a state of greater disrepair. The air was heavy with the scent of moss and decay. With caution, they stepped inside, their footsteps echoing through the empty hallways. The flickering candlelight illuminated the familiar path they had once walked, now draped in a veil of nostalgia. They explored each room, their memories intertwining with the present, until they reached the bedroom where Isabella's spirit had been freed. To their surprise, they found the room perfectly preserved, as if untouched by time. The locket still rested on the dresser, a symbol of the peace they had brought to Isabella's tormented soul. But as they stood in silence, a new presence filled the room, a bittersweet longing that seemed to emanate from the walls themselves. In that moment, they understood. The spirits of Hollowbrook House had found their peace, but the memories and emotions embedded within the house would forever linger. It had become a vessel, forever bound to the tragic past it had witnessed. With heavy hearts, the friends left Hollowbrook House, knowing they had done all they could to help the spirits find solace. As they walked away, they carried a mix of closure and a lingering sense of wonderment. The house had given them an extraordinary experience, one that would forever shape their lives. Years turned into decades, and the legend of Hollowbrook House remained intact, whispered by the townsfolk as a reminder of the town's haunted past. Visitors still flocked to the museum, drawn by the allure of the supernatural. The stories continued to be passed down, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the enigmatic mysteries of the world.